So what's up, people? Welcome to the What's Been Going On of this week from the 7th to the 13th of July, and this week was amazing. I started off in a trip. So on Monday, I went to a town called Béziers. So this town, it's very close to where I live, and I have many friends that actually come from this town. And I went last year with Nelma as well. So we went again, and they have one of the nicest food markets in all of France. And it's not a joke. Like, it's actually one of the nicest food markets. We went there, and it was freaking closed because it's closed on Mondays. So I was a bit pissed off, but they have many good French restaurants. So we went to another restaurant. We had like a good charcuterie board, some nice French food, and then we stayed the whole day there. Great city, man. And it looked beautiful. They have as well a very beautiful Christmas market. Of course, we're in the middle of summer. They don't have Christmas right now, but it was amazing. Like, we spent the whole day there. We came back super late at like 10 p.m. And then Tuesday we stayed at home. It was like chill day because on Wednesday we had another trip planned. But we went to Cap d'Agde. So, for those of you who don't know, Cap d'Agde is nationally known as a nudist beach destination. I think it's the biggest nudist beach in all of France. I didn't go to the nudist beach. I went to the normal place, but we stayed Wednesday, and we stayed the night of Wednesday. So from Wednesday to Thursday, we rented a little apartment in the center of Agde, which was not expensive at all. I don't know how. It was very small, but it had all you need. Like, the apartment had a pool, which I had some problems with the pool, which is weird. But okay. So we went to Agde, to the center of Agde, and they have a port. It's just like Marseille, a bit less weird, like a bit less dangerous, let's say. So more family friendly. There's a lot of families, but I was like surprised. This is known to be like a beach town, a party town, a place where all the people from Paris come and do weird things. And I was like, I'm not seeing any of that. I'm just seeing families. I'm not seeing many people our age. But then I asked one of my friends that from Béziers, so the town I visited on Monday. I said, "Hey, you're telling me like here it's like so crazy and insane, and then what's going on? I don't see any places. I don't see like any place to go out or anything." Well, turns out he told me, no, you have to go to this place. Then I Google it, and it's in the nudist place, like in the nudist part of town. So they have clubs, like nightclubs where people go nude. That's insane. Well, people go nude everywhere. They go nude to the supermarket. They're nude like in their everyday lives. They never wear clothes. Of course, the beaches are nude. Some are like some. That's the extreme. But some, they even make like adult content in the nudist beach. There's a place called Bay de Cochon, like the Bay of Porks, like of not of porks, like of pigs, and they filmed adult stuff. So, in other words, he told me that where I was, which was the center of Cap d'Agde, is a family place, and there's not a lot of things going on. But if I go to the nudist part of town, that's insane. Yeah, I imagine it's insane, but I thought it would be like a middle ground, like like summer beach party town, but not to the extreme where everybody's nude. So we didn't go there, but we had a great dinner on Wednesday, three-course meal. I hate soups, but I had a freaking like a fish soup that was amazing. I had mussels, fries, and nice little dessert. Nella was super full, so she couldn't even walk at the end of that dinner. Uh, so So then on Thursday we spent the day there as well. We went to the pool, but I have my normal the rule had 1,000, like the pool had 1,000 rules. Like, we couldn't even bring a bottle of water to the pool. We couldn't bring nothing. It was insane. The sandals had to be outside of the entry of the pool. Not the pool itself, but outside. Like, there was a gate to enter this pool, and I was wearing normal swim shorts, like the normal ones. So not the ones that are like for swimming, but like the sports swimming, like the speedos that are super attached to you. That they don't even look like swim shorts. They just look like you're wearing underwear. Well, I was not wearing that, and he told like I went into the pool, and then he told me, well, you cannot go into the pool again. You can only wear the speedos. I was like, what? I can only wear the speed. What sort of pool is this? I don't know. He told me that it was because of sand. I had not been into the beach that day, so I had zero sand as well. But the speedos will carry sand as well. Maybe less than normal swim shorts, but it was insane. Nilma turns out she couldn't bring her bottle. She had to go back to the apartment, come back, and then he practically threw me out. For the apartment, we paid to be there and with the services of the pool, but we couldn't really use the pool. We got in for a bit, but then we got thrown out of nowhere. So as how can I say it, as a compensation method, well, we had to leave the apartment at 11, but I was like, dude, 11 is too early as well. Like the pool opens at 10:30 a.m. So like you're expecting us to go to the pool at 10:30, and what, at 10:40 we come back to the apartment and leave the apartment? That's insane. So we left the apartment. I told Nilma we should leave at 1. Like that's like right before lunch. It makes sense. She was like, no, I feel so bad. And then okay, we both decided let's go out at 12, so 1 hour late, so that way we can make up for not using the pool. The problem was we stayed there probably too long. It was like 12:45, and then they came knocking into the apartment. They wanted money. We said, well, nobody gave money, but like we told them, yeah, we'll give it to you later through the app. But as well, they were very sketchy. Like we booked it through Booking.com, so usually all the messages you should do with the host of where you'll stay should be in the app, because if something bad happens, at least there's the evidence of the app. This person, she said like, no, she like as soon as we reserved the apartment, she said, just, well, this is my number, write to me here. I like to speak here or something like that. I was like, suspicious. And then when she came, she wanted money from us. Not really because we left late, but because we didn't clean the apartment. It was clean. Like we took out the trash, we cleaned, we washed the dishes, we did all there is to do, like just like in an Airbnb. And then she said no, but like she started pointing out at the floor, and like it was too much, blah blah blah. I don't care. But that day, so we leave around 1 after this discussion or whatever. As well, she took some of our stuff, like our food stuff. She didn't let us take out. We had some juices in the fridge. She like as soon as she came into the apartment, knocked the door, opened the door. She picked up we wanted to pick up the juices. She didn't really let us do anything. It was a weird experience. But then we got out of there, and at around 1 we went to eat lunch, and we went to one of these like. It was a tourist trap because we paid like 18 euros for a paella. It was a shitty ass paella. It didn't have anything. It was yellow rice with 2 shrimps and like 3 mussels. Nothing else. No condiments. No, like it was the most awful thing. Like it was super expensive. Right next to the other restaurant that we paid for a 3-course meal, we paid 20 euros. A great 3-course meal, like that will fill you up. For this shitty ass paella, no entry, no drinks, no dessert, just the shitty ass paella. It was 18 euros. So we got, at the end, I was a bit angry as well when I saw the paella. It was very bad. I don't even know why we went there, but then after that, we went to the beach in Agde, the big beach. We came back, and yeah, that was Thursday. Friday we came back here. We went to buy groceries as well. It was an odyssey. We went like Nella told me, well, let's go to this supermarket. We went there. Then it was the small supermarket of that chain. Then we went to the big one, like 1 hour away, very far away. And then it was very bad. It didn't have nothing. And then I told her, no, let's go to the real one. But the real one was like half an hour away from the big one. So we spent the whole day just buying groceries. It was not good. And Saturday was chill. We stayed here. Emma made some some like nice summer meals, which was good. And Sunday, like yesterday, was the final, like PSG against Chelsea. Chelsea won 3-0 at halftime. It was awful. It was not that good. I didn't like it. But I had some calls, and as well, I've been reflecting. So, turns out I'll do a master starting on September. And my master, you can do it with a part time job. It's the same master, but it just like part. So, you study 2 weeks and you work 2 weeks instead of just studying full time. Well, the problem is I didn't even know if I was going to stay here, so I didn't really plan on finding this part-time job, which usually should be like way ahead. Like in February, March, you should already be looking. Well, I didn't do that, and right now it's mid-July, so I'm not going to find one for September. So I've decided, I think that it's just better doing the normal master than doing 2 internships. So one next summer and one next summer, and then actually finding like a real good first job. Because right now, if I find a part-time job, it will be with a very little enterprise. It will probably not be with like the type of job I would want. And I think it's better actually doing 2 very good internships than having one medium, like not that good part-time job for 2 years. But I'm not sure. I'll continue looking. Like if I find a decent part-time job, I would of course try to pick that one. But if it's a very bad part-time job or 2 very good internships, I think it's better 2 very good internships. But I'm not sure yet. Well, we'll see. But yeah, this was this week very hot, summery. We went to the beach. We did trips. It was amazing. It was a great summer week. Probably one of the ones I'll miss once I start my master. But yeah, thank you a lot for watching this video, and see you next week with the next What's Been Going On. Bye!